Then next visualize that at the heart of Achala is your own Yidam deity. So you appear as your own Yidam deity. So yesterday we have completed the vase empowerment, and today we will continue with the remaining 3 empowerments. That is the secret empowerment, the knowledge wisdom empowerment, and then the 4th word empowerment. And so we have mentioned that yesterday's vase empowerment, that is related to the outer accomplishment of the guru. And now next in the secret empowerment, that is related to the inner accomplishment, and that it is referred to as the natural liberation of samsara and nirvana. And just as before, in order to receive the secret empowerment, we will repeat a supplication, and then we will also repeat the 5 pure branches, and again we will repeat the 5 vows of the Dhyani Buddhas each 3 times.
달라서 아주 신경 달라서 상계学长 이제 결정하게 달라서 사회생들 우주들 공부단에 주박대 공부단에 주박대 공부단에 주박대 단지 참나들이 연락하기 기쁘게 만들라 내일도 라마데와 dorje 대조단 구도 마고 이 사고들은 딸기를 제대로 이런 가서 되게 좀 센터에서 하는 그거를 이제 좋아 우리 과샤와 저와의 지혜라 이거 선택이야 그래서 사실은 나는 알아지
Next, again, we will repeat the 5 pure branches, and for that, in the space before you, in the center, visualize the Guru Deva Dorje in red color, appearing like Chakra-samvaram, and he is surrounded by the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, the Yidams and Dharma protectors, and so on. And in their presence, we will take refuge, confess negative actions, rejoice in the virtues, and give rise to bodhicitta, and then finally dedicate rules of virtue to the attainment of enlightenment. So again, we will repeat. So then next again we will take the vows of the 5 Buddha families, and within that there's a section where we will say our name. So either you can use your secret name if you have received one, and if not you can say I Vajrasattva. Now you say your name.
两大一度，说，学贝连，金律基，就胜利，拉美巴，坦巴达基，叶瓦基，深圳根基，雷吉切，达吉东巴，马六松，马杰瓦纳，达吉杰，马哲瓦纳，达吉杰，乌马钦巴，乌用心，深圳两年，来拉个。深圳根基，雷吉切，达吉东巴，马六松，马哲瓦纳，达吉杰，马哲瓦纳，达吉杰，乌马钦巴，乌用心，深圳两年，来拉个。深圳根基，雷吉切，达吉东巴，马六松，马哲瓦纳，达吉杰，马哲瓦纳，达吉杰，乌马钦巴，乌用心。深圳两年，来拉个。第三个打工是，以这个是的是往现在的阿迪杰达是的，到南路吧。南极的牛毛把国家现在节目那些看到这些什么老师，多少钱了？多少钱？在你这三届里边那个区域一些都是收入是新进来的，他收入的话就是这个是那些往的考证的这些。
And so again, as I mentioned yesterday, the empowerment also in Sanskrit is called abhisheka. Abhi means to destroy or disperse or scatter. And so what is destroyed here are the afflictive emotions of attachment, aversion, ignorance, jealousy, pride from one's mind stream. And what the second syllable sheka means to pour in, and what is poured in is the wisdom nectar that flows from the vasas held by the empowerment Buddhas. And in this way we receive blessings. So blessings are poured into us. So that is the meaning of the term empowerment or abhisheka. And so then when we receive the empowerment for the visualization, so often we think that when we receive the empowerment from a Vajra master, then he's conferring the empowerment by placing the vase on the crown to one person. And we think in this way we have received the empowerment. But how do we actually, from the inner meaning, receive the empowerment? It really comes from the vase that the nectar that flows from the empowerment deities, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. And so here actually the vase, the empowerment vase, we have the female on the bottom and the male on and so also when we receive an empowerment, it is not just sufficient to arrange a mandala, for example, but actually to receive the empowerment we must invite the mandalas of the deities of the 3 seats, and in their presence we receive the empowerment. And so then each of those mandalas of the three seats has their own activities. So for example, the mandala of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, Yap and Yum, here the male Buddhas confer the authorization for the empowerment, but actually the empowerment is conferred by the 5 female Buddhas of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, because they are holding the vase in their hands and it is poured into your crown. So then also the second mandala that is invited of the three seats is the mandala of the male and female bodhisattvas. Then these are invited, and the male bodhisattvas, they express words of auspiciousness to confer the empowerment, and the female bodhisattvas sing Vajra songs and in this way confer empowerment. Then the third seat mandala is the we need to also invite the mandala of the male and female wrathful ones. The male wrathful ones are facing outward and they protect from any outer interferences or obstacles, and then the female wrathful ones are facing inward and they protect from any inner hindrances and obstacles that might occur. So to receive the empowerment, actually it is definitely necessary to invite all three levels of mandalas. And then also there appear gods and goddesses who are holding parasols and victory banners and ribbons, and they play instruments and they cast a shower of flowers, and we think that within such a space we are receiving the empowerment. So then also the main purpose of the Vajrayana is to transform our ordinary perception, the grasping at our ordinary perceptions, and so therefore the Vajrayana is referred to as the path that transforms the basis, and so that is the ordinary basis must be transformed. And how do we transform that? It is that normally being in this place of practice, for example, we might think that from a relative perspective that this is our place where we engage in practice puja. But actually we should not think in this way, but rather see this place as a Buddha field, a pure land. And also all the people inside this tent, you should not see each other as normal human beings consisting of flesh, blood and bones, for example as monks and nuns and lay people and so on, because that would be an ordinary perception. So rather than thinking of your ordinary body, you should see yourself and each other as the pure form of the deity, which is actually your primordial nature. The pure form of the deity appears clearly, yet lacks any inherent nature. So then also the Vajra master from whom you received the empowerment, who you see sitting on the throne, you should also not see him like an ordinary person sitting there, but you should see him actually as the actual form of the Guru Deva Dorje with consort, appearing in red color in the form of Chakra Samvaram. So we must transform our ordinary perception. This is the path where we transform the basis. And then all that we see, all people that we see them as having the nature of the Yidam deity. So now during this empowerment, you see them as the deity Guru Deva Dorje. And then whatever you hear, all sounds you hear, become the mantra. For example, you hear the sound of a car or you hear people's conversation. Even if it is like a stupid conversation, everything becomes the sound of the mantra, the nature of Om Ahung. And then also within your mind, do not give rise to ordinary thinking, but remain in a natural state within, and do not allow your mind to wander around outside, but remain focused within the natural state of your mind, and then you will be able to receive all the powers that come from the empowerment. So please receive the empowerment in this way. And so we have already completed now the outer Guru accomplishments and the inner Guru accomplishment, the natural liberation of samsara and nirvana. And so then next there is the empowerment of knowledge and wisdom. And And so then for the visualization, before we receive empowerment, then we visualize the Vajramaster sitting on lion-supported throne. And on top of that throne, there is 8-petaled lotus flower and a seed of sun and moon. And on top of that sits that the Guru that appears in the form of Vajradhara. And Vajradhara is the Dharmakaya. Here in this context, Guru Deve Dorje is the Sambhogakaya. So now the Guru is the Dharmakaya. Visualize him in this way. And so also the Guru Deve Dorje is the Sambhogakaya possesses the 5 certainties of the Sambhogakaya. The Guru sits in Vajra posture and the right hand holds a bell, Vajra and the left hand a bell, which are crossed at the heart. So then next on his lap, he's embraced by his consort, and that is Vajradopa, also in blue in color, and she, they both are upright, and she embraces him, and at their forehead, throat, and Holiness head, navel are the syllables Om, red A, and then the blue syllable Hung. And you should visualize yourself in the form of Guru Deve Dorje with consort, Yap and Yum, appearing just like Chakrasamvara, only you have a red color. Then next we will repeat the supplication to receive the secret empowerment. So now again, please put on your blindfold, and if you do not have a blindfold, you can also use your mala instead of your blindfold. So then from the union of the Vajradhara with consort, stream of bodhicitta, essence of nectar flows, and on the inner level it has the nature of meditative state of great bliss, and that is the essence of the secret empowerment. Please remove your blindfold. So Gachin Rinpoche will represent us to receive the secret empowerment, and he will receive the ornaments of yogic conduct, the Khatvanga and bone ornaments. So now you visualize before you Guru Deva Dorje with consort, and think that now actually I'm here for the inner accomplishment. We visualize before us the Guru Vajradhara with consort, and it is he will receive the wrathful adornments, and Gachin Rinpoche will represent that. Having received this empowerment, it has the nature of the Sambhoga Vajra Master Sambhogakaya form. You have received the secret empowerment, and in this way, the essence of the inner accomplishment, which is the natural liberation of samsara and nirvana, the obscurations of speech are purified, and as a result, you will attain the circumstances or the seeds of the Sambhogakaya are planted into your mind stream. So now you have received the base empowerment, also the secret empowerment, and next third in order to receive the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment. First, we'll offer a mandala. Please repeat.
Dewai
And so now that through the union of Yab and Yum, the 4 levels of bliss arise, and based on these, you realize the nature of empty bliss. And in this way, through the union of empty bliss, when it is stabilized, then the drops remain without decline. That is the essence of the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment. And so now this is the empowerment of the Dharmakaya, Vajradhara, the secret accomplishment called the ocean of wisdom. You have received the knowledge, wisdom, empowerment. The obscurations of the mind are purified. You are empowered to practice the channels and winds and the Vajragarland of channels and winds. And as a result, you will actualize the Dharmakaya. And next we will receive the 4th empowerment. This is the empowerment of suchness that is free from elaboration. Again, in the beginning we will offer a mandala. So this is the empowerment of suchness, free from elaboration. Normally, we call it the 4th empowerment. So we have the vase, secret, and wisdom empowerment, and now the 4th empowerment. And sometimes also it is called the word empowerment because through words, through explanation, we are introduced to the nature of our mind.
And then Dorje, Dorje, so you know the true there, 6 years on it, and you are the mountain, one look about 2 in the Hawaii there, and the Dorje 60, you see the Cheta, and Dorje will cut us and do that as if you are the Chera and the pay pass, and then we'll do it. They say, you know, I keep at the top.
For in most empowerments, the word empowerment is actually the same, and it is based on a quote that comes from the Hevajra root Tantra, and that is actually commonly used throughout various lineages. And so here, the nature of the mind, or the 4th empowerment, is introduced in this following quote: "Primordial wisdom is greatly subtle. It is the Vajra essence abiding like space. It is immaculate, liberation, granting, and peace. You are its only father or source."
说心性是文明，无论心意或者就灵都是通过这方面来去做解释。在显中，
According to the sutra path, this is referred to as the perfection of wisdom, the ultimate essence, and so that is the meaning of the fourth empowerment. And also the way it is explained in the Madhyamaka, the middle way, or the Mahamudra or Dzogchen is the same. The meaning of these refers here to the fourth empowerment. So here we are not speaking in the context of the relative level, but here we are speaking from the ultimate perspective. For example, normally when we see things in an ordinary relative way, for example, then we see it is some tent where we have our puja, and then we look at what people do, and they practice virtue and non-virtue, we make all kinds of divisions, and all of that is actually the ordinary relative level. So the term for relative in Tibetan is Gunsop. Gun means all, and Zop has something to do with obscuration. It is that we do not see how things really are. Our ultimate vision of how things are is obscured.